Hey, Catherine, can you hear? Ah, okay. Now? Yay! Here comes John. That's my husband. Here comes Larry. Sorry. I said, here comes John. That's my husband. Here comes Larry. Sorry.
Thank you. Reese, would you mind turning this up once we get going? So I guess go to like maybe like that fourth little dot or so is where I usually put it. It'll be running. I'll just turn it down. This way it's already going. Hey, homegirl. Anything you want to do today? Any postures, body parts you want to work on?
Yeah, it's like pigeon gamakasana.
Okay. Okay. She said back of the hip is basically what we're getting at. Those poses back here, some glute stuff, maybe that lateral hamstring stuff, those kind of openers. All right. All right. You know, I was in the water yesterday, and 99% of the time when I'm out in the water, I'm by myself, and it was pretty big yesterday, and you have to be in a certain mindset, right? And there was one of those moments where I was like, damn, it's really big out here, and I'm all by myself, right? But you gotta sometimes you gotta take that chance. You do all the work, right? Because I always bring my shit back to yoga, right? You do a lot of work to be prepared when that moment happens, right? When it's big and it's tough and you got to paddle a lot, that's why you work all the rest of the times you're out, right? That's why you just don't sit there all the time. But when there's nothing happening, you get a little paddle and you strengthen yourself up. It's the same thing in yoga, right? Like sometimes you got to push and get to that edge. You worked real hard to get to where your practice is now, right? But you know there's going to be more, right? The waves are going to get bigger. There's no doubt about it. But you just got to work your way up. And I was thinking about without sounding like the creepy uncle, I think about y'all a lot more than you probably think that I do, right? And I'm sitting out there thinking about some of your practices and one day, go to the advanced class. Go see what it's like, right? What's the worst that's gonna happen? You can float back into shore? Yeah, right? That's probably the worst that's gonna happen. You need to turn around and go back. Or you're not, in that instance, you're gonna chill, or you're gonna put your knee down, or you're gonna use a block, whatever the case might be, right? But sometimes you gotta go for that. That's why you do all the work, right? Give it a try. Go see Mario one evening, right? And give it a go at the advanced class. See how it works out. You know you're gonna be able to progress and regress, right? But sometimes that needs to be the challenge. Sometimes you got to go for it. And we do that in practice all the time, right? I mean, you all know from practicing in the studio, my mixed level classes tend to be, I try to take it up a little bit. I try to move you all forward, especially on the strength idea, right? But what do? What's happened the first time I asked y'all to hold that plank for a minute? It was like a lot. And what do? We work through. And now if I said to all of you, let's do a minute plank, it's like, let's just do it, right? Let's get it. And that's the game. That's how we keep moving forward. So come on, let's play. Take a nice seat. Close the eyes. There's a reason that Nataraja doesn't just crush, right? The dwarf or whatever we want to call it. Trina, what's the actual, what do they call it?
I forget his name. It starts with an A.
What do we call, are we considering him a dwarf? Is it a baby? Is it a, what is it? It's a small human.
He's a little deep.
I mean that. I don't mean any.
He's a little.
You all know me. I don't mean no disrespect. You know?
He's a little demon.
Yeah, he's a little demon. So the idea being that not the Raja can crush that at any time. One of the things it represents is your ego. You need your ego, right? Without your ego, you wouldn't be here, right? But you need to keep it in control. That's the play we're going to do. Take a nice seat, close the eyes. Your ego is what keeps you moving. But we know our ego can be too strong sometimes. And that's why Natha Raja holds it in place. Start here with your breath. Even our breath can get ahead of us, right? It could be too much, just like it could be not enough. We got to bring it right to this space, right to this moment. Lean back a little bit. Feel those muscles that ignite coming up your spine. Let your head and your throat settle back. Let your shoulders come back a little bit. And tune into the breath a little bit deeper. From listening to yourself breathe, to slowing down the beginning of the inhale, and pushing more on the end of the exhale, to counting out the breath, all the way to Ujjayi. Where is it that you want to settle into? What's your moment asking you? Where is it asking you to be? Ujjayi breath is a challenge, but give it a try. You can go back to listening to yourself breathe, right? If it doesn't work out for you in this moment, that's okay. The next inhale, let the arms lift. And let the exhale bring the fingertips and the knuckle pads to root. And the heels of the hands lightly touch. And one time together to initiate our practice, together the sound of Om. All together, deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. Now lift the head, open the eyes, release the hands. All right, let's start out in child's pose. We'll get to the back of the hip right here. So when we talk about the back of the hip, lunges open up the back of the hip. It's just in a different way, right? Just like as compared to pigeon opens the back of the hip, but that's in a different way. So in child's pose, we're going to start, sit bones are going to root to the heels as the arms go up overhead. Thanks, Maurice. We're going to start to claw the floor so we get heavy underneath the fingertips and the knuckle pads. If you're not sure where that is, you can see here on my hand, I want to root my fingertips and I want to root my knuckle pads. Now, as I start to hug in and I start to push forward, I'm going to root those sit bones down to my heels, right? So as you do that, hold them there. Keep the forearms and the inner biceps lifting up. Slide your forehead off the mat. So we're a little more active child's pose. And then soften your chest down towards the mat a little bit. You're going to feel a lot of work happen between your shoulder blades, like north to south, like from your head to your butt. Take a nice inhale. Feel those side bodies start to lengthen. So from hips to armpit. And then on the exhale, soften the chest a little bit more. And then as you look forward, walk your hands towards the right side of your mat. Root that left sit bone to that left heel. Make sure it anchors there. And then start to peel up that left side. Feel those side bodies peeling, the muscles between your ribs, your intercostals. You're getting your lat, big opener here on that. That's on that outside part of your back, attaching to your arm. Then inhale, come back to center. Soften down the middle, and then when you're ready, look forward, walk your hands towards your side 2, your left side, or wherever your side 2 is. And then root down into that right sit bone to right heel, and then start to breathe up that right side of the body.
Big inhale to that front right corner of your mat so that the exhale can walk the hands even a little bit deeper to the left. And then inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. Next inhale, come up, all fours, hands and knees. Set up that nice all fours, so pointer fingers straight forward or turned out a little bit, fingers spread. Sweep the inner heels out, hug the shins in. Pull your heels to your butt. Bring your belly button to your spine. Bring your shutters closed, so engage the top of your ab there. Slide the head and the throat back. Bring your gaze right across your fingertips. And now start to breathe. Feel that space between the side bodies again starting to lengthen. Feel the upper trunk expanding in all directions. Think like a cylinder. And then when you're ready, tiger pose. Inhale, take the heel to the sky as you look up. Exhale, bring the knee towards your chin or your chest as you look under. Inhale takes the heel up. Exhale brings it towards the chin of the chest. Let's do 5. Let your knee just scrape the mat as you come through. If we lift the knee up too high, it's going to peel out of that left hip. Now, after your 5, lower the right knee down. Make sure your hips width apart. The tendency is going to be to go narrow. Don't let that happen. Go to hips width. Then when you're ready, left heel to the sky. Yep. Knee to chin or chest. Work with the breath. Now, this is my last one. When you're done with your 5, we'll meet back in that low mountain, all fours. You know, remember, everything I ask you to do is challenging, right? It's all going to be there. You just have to find how much you're going to put out, what you need to hold back to make that moment optimal. When you're ready, take that right hand behind your head. Inhale, take the elbow to the sky. Exhale, take it across to the eye of that left elbow. Inhale, take the elbow to the sky. Yep, exhale, take it across the body. Let's do 5. Keep it above the waist, so drive that right knee down into the mat as the elbow goes to the sky. Now, this is my 5th one. I'm going to lower my left hand down, then I'm going to my right hand down, take my left hand behind my head. The inhale will go towards the sky. The exhale will take it across the body. Go 5 on your side too. You always hear me say, like, if you just keep doing the things that are easy for you, you're going to plateau. Yeah, the 3-foot wave is fun, but the 5-foot wave is a little more fun, right? But you got to work up to that. When you're done with your 5, lower down. Think of our practice, right? Some of these poses are meant to be challenging. When you're ready, step back to plank, and then downward dog. Some of them are meant to be a little more accessible. But that's what makes your practice complete. First dog, you could bend the knees a little bit. In the upper body, hug the hands in. Push the hands down and forward so that the chest is working back towards the toenails. We've been working on that to get the weight into your legs, right, and get it out of your arms. Belly and shutters closed. Engage the legs and now start to pedal the heel. So take the right heel down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale the left one down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale that right one. And just work back and forth with the breath. Big stretch through the back of the legs here, especially in those calf muscles. So from your knee to your ankle. When you balance both sides out, come to a neutral position. Next inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale back to downward dog. 5's been our number, so let's play here. Drive into that plank. Push back to that downward dog. Stay with your breath. Now I'm coming up on my fifth one. When you're on your fifth, as you come forward to plank, let the exhale lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take the 3 nice breaths. Take those shoulders back and down. Let the head and the throat slide back. Then after the 3 breaths, lower the chest. Push up through plank. And back to downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. So I'm nice and high on my fingertips and my blocks. My weight is in my legs, right? Put the weight in the legs so that anytime that your hands come off the floor, right, none of this moves. Solid as you're pushing down. And then you're hugging in, so front to back, front heel back and back toes forward. Side to sides, hugging shins into the midline. Pull from the pelvic floor, up through the belly, shudders. Heart, right, chakras coming up. Head and throat back. Gaze where you're looking out in front of your mat. Reach up through the crown of the head. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, 1 crescent. See, now you say, okay, I got all this. I'm holding on to this, right? I feel pretty good. Okay, let me reach up. Okay, I feel pretty good reaching up. I feel like I can control this. Let me curl back a little bit. I'm reaching back out of my heel. I'm reaching forward out of my knee, and then I'm reaching up out of my fingertips, and I say curl back in the pose. I find where's that sweet spot. Not too far, but far enough. 1 more breath. Exhale the hands down. Lower the back knee. Shift the hips back, come to baby Hanuman. So here would be like baby Hanuman or runner stretch. I know for a lot of you it's going to be a little more comfortable to just move that back knee back. It is for me too. So you get to the top of the knee a little bit more. If that's where you feel comfortable, go there. Shorter. Shorter, Shosh. Yeah. Pull, sorry, we're just working on some, that was a specific cue. Hug this in. Now look forward. Yep, square that hip forward a little bit. You already feel it down the back of the leg. Now, in baby Hanuman, we tend to try to get to this back of the leg a little more as compared to Hanuman, where I might sit a little more even and work the back leg as well. So here, look forward, get tall through your spine, and then maybe start to fold to the inside of that right leg. And that's how you'll work the hamstring here. Back of the leg, calf. But keep hugging in like the big toe mound into the midline. The pinky toe is going to try to fall to the right. Don't let it. Then as you look forward, bend into that lead knee. Place the hands down. Downward dog. Nice, y'all. Inhale, come forward to plank. Work on your breath, not my voice. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, lower back to chaturanga or lower your chest. Push up through plank. Back to downward dog. Nice, y'all. Nice pace. Stay with your breath. Reach your left leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. All right, we're talking about that ego. Your ego is what's telling you, yeah, it's okay, reach up. Right? But you're saying, hold on, before I reach up, I'm going to make sure I'm in a good space, right? But if I am, I'm going to go for it. And if I'm not, I'm going to work hard to get to that space. So right now, I'm pushing down and I'm hugging in, right? Pulling all the energy in from everywhere, each side. Maybe you go a little further here in your lunge. Maybe you take your hands down to the block. Lower the blocks. Or you take your fingertips to the floor, right? As long as I can hold the position in my spine, I'm going to try to go deeper in the hips. And then here we go. As we hug in all directions, inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, 1 crescent. And now I check back in. My body's like, yeah, I feel good. I want to move this pose. So I'm going to pull more energy through the legs, up through the spine. Yeah, I want to go further. I still feel pretty good. I'm going to start to curl back. Oh, wait, I'm at the edge. Okay, let me hold that space. Let me try to re-hug in. Can I go further? I feel pretty good. I'll go a little further. And just keep playing with it, little by little. 1 more breath. Nice, y'all. Exhale the hands down. Then lower the back knee. Then shift the hips back.
right? I think that ego always gets a bad rap because it can, right? It can take us to the wrong places. But there's a good way to use it. As I push down and I pull my heel back, that's going to help my knee bend a little bit. Because if I hyperextend, right, I'd be trying to push my knee to the floor. I don't want that. I want to micro bend it. So when I pull the heel back, see what happens in my knee? It micro bends that little bit. Then I hug the big toe mountain in because it's going to try to do this. So I hug in this way. Then I climb my spine up out of my waist, so like I'm getting tall. And then I fold to the inside of that thigh. And when I go down, let your chest go first. Your chin's going to want to. Don't let. It's going to try to do this. Go this way. Throat back and chest forward. Awesome, y'all. One more breath. And then as you look forward, bend into that lead knee. Place the hands down. Lift the back knee, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Beautiful. We'll meet back in downward dog. Reach the right leg straight back. Let's put them together. Step it through, lunge. Now you're going to walk your hands towards think a 12 is going to be straight in front of you. You're going to 10 and 11 o'clock with your hands. So see, if I was all out to the side, that'd be 9 o'clock. I want to be at 10 and 11. Yep. Now walk your hands out so that your arms are up overhead like downward dog. Yeah. Now, pull your front heel back to you. Open your knee out just a little bit. You're going to start to feel the inside of that hip crease. And then soften your chest towards the mat or towards the floor. Nice, y'all. Inhale, come back to center. Place the hands down. Step back, downward dog. Take a breath. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Remember, work on your breath. I always try to stay a little ahead of you. Then I'm going to walk my hands towards 1 and 2 o'clock. 12 being straight ahead, 9 being to the brick wall. Then as you look forward, walk the hands out a little further. Find where that edge is. This is an edgy pose because it extends out, right? It's moving away from the center. Then as you start to pull the heel back, you can widen the knee just a little bit, and then you can soften the chest towards the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Place the hands down. Nice. Step back, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. From downward dog, look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Belly's in, sit bones down, reach up. Now curl back. Find where that edge is going to be. Then re-root, then re-hug, then re-extend, and then maybe move a little bit further. Yes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Nice, y'all. Take a big breath here. Fill those ribs up, and then take those shoulders back. Maybe take those hands away from your back a little bit. Yep. Head and throat back. Yep. Feel that nice peel come off your chest and through your arms. Exhale, release. Swing the arms up. Take a nice big reach. Maybe curl back a little bit. Power in the legs. Freedom in peeling open that belly and the chest and up the neck. Engaging that upper back. That's a nice feeling. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Even here, right? If you think about the pose, your head's below your heart, your head's hanging towards the floor, right? Your body is not worried about stretching your hamstrings until it feels safe, right? But then when it feels safe, it's willing to go for it. So how do we feel safe? Well, we're going to engage our legs. So we're going to
push down in our heels, sweep our inner heels out. We're going to hug our shins in. We're going to pull our kneecaps to our waist. We're going to pull our heels to our butt, and we're going to hold all that power. Then as we look forward, we're going to climb the spine up out of the waist. We're going to bring our hands to a connection, so to the block or the floor, fingertips, wherever feels good. Now that your body feels engaged and safe, go ahead and fold deep into the pose. Now it's going to let your legs stretch. Otherwise, primally, your body's worried about your face hitting the floor, right? And that's all it cares about. It's not worried about your hamstring stretching. So it's going to hold tension in the body. As soon as it feels comfortable, it's going to be willing to go for it. And that's what it really all comes down to, right? You're trying to make yourself as comfortable as possible, even in these challenging moments. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up, take that big reach. Let the right hand grab that left wrist, plug that right leg up, take the side bend. Even here, right? You've convinced yourself that you can stand on one leg. Then you can take your hip out to the left a little bit, and then you can reach to the right. Right? That's part of you setting yourself up. Like, no, I got all this. Inhale, come up, swap. And I do a lot of one-legged stuff with y'all because it's super challenging. Yep. But this is just where our practices need to be. Right? Look around. This is where our practices are. So this is where we practice. Inhale, come up, release the hands and the foot. Fold, forward, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step the right leg back, lunge. Right hand down, left elbow back, maybe take that twist. Spin that right shoulder back. Soften that left thigh to the floor. Yeah. Reach back out of the heel, forward out of the knee, crown of the head, maybe up to your fingertips. Inhale, come back to center, step forward. Keep the knees bent. Reach that left leg back. See how the shoulder wants to do this? I got to go this way. Now I can lean into it that little bit. I'm still keeping the power in my legs, but I got like a little kickstand now out to the side. Then work the legs. So lifting the left thigh up, but softening the right thigh down. Maybe extending, maybe even starting to play with the balance as you look up your hand, up your arm up to your hand. Inhale, come back to center, step forward. Swing the arms up, big reach. Sit back, chair pose. Sit bones gently reach to your heels, not up to the sky. See, that's too much, right? Just a little bit. Lift those arms, sit back a little bit deeper. Lift your toes up if you need to, so you get into the heels more. That's how you're going to feel it back here. Lift the arms, sit back deeper. Keep hugging in. Pull the belly, pull the shutters. Head and throat back. Lift the arms. Sit back deeper. Push down, rise up. Nice, y'all. Exhale, fold. Stay with your breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog. Move through your vinyasa 3 times. So here's where we up the challenge a little bit, right? We're going to flow through. And our body says, our mind, our heart, right, says, you know what? He's been working through. He's pretty comfortable in this. Yeah, let's try to push it a little bit. Let me try to link a few of these together. Yeah, nice pace, y'all. It's easy to start rushing through this stuff, right? You don't want that. From downward dog, exhale, lower your knees, sit back on your heels, just take a quick break, grab a drink, wipe your face, whatever feels good. I could be here. I show you all this all the time because you know I love a sneaky therapeutic. And this is just a way to open up the arches in your feet and your toes. This is extension in my toes, which is why it's intense. I'm stretching them. This is flexion, right? This way. So I'm doing exact opposite. That's why this is pretty intense. Now, if this is comfortable, sit here. If it's not and the toenails are flat, whatever feels good. But imagine if it's pretty intense, what do you think that means? Means you need to do it or you don't? You need to do it, right? Inhale, come up, exhale, hands down. Just turn the hands out while we're here, resting a little bit. That little stretch. Yep, belly's in, shutters are closed. Keep pushing down. Yep. Nice full breath in, nice complete breath out. And then inhale, unwind, sit back on your heels. Take, I don't know, did it do a 13, 13, 13. 13, 13, 13. Get right in there. Go ahead.
I think it's just finding a little hard to straight.
Right arm behind. Yeah, it gets like that sometimes.
You said Mercury retrograde.
I don't know. Inhale, come up, release the arms, wiggle the toes. Little intense on the feet, right? Curl them, sit back. Left arm in front, plug it in, reach behind. Yep, right arm up and over. I was like so excited to see the moon this morning. I thought it was going to be all like, you know, orange, and it was cloudy. I hardly saw any. And then when I got kind of close to the city, it popped out, and it was no color at all. Inhale, come up, exhale, release. What is it? Tonight, yeah. But it's been big the past couple days, just like, you know, it's getting close to that full. All right, hands down. And it's been sitting low in the sky in the morning, so as I'm driving, it's like right there in my face. It's pretty cool. All right, from all fours, take a couple breaths, and then step back to plank and downward dog. Work through one vinyasa. Roll to the outside of the right foot, stack the left foot on top or in front, come into that side plank. Turn that bicep forward to root into the shoulder, so you take the shoulder back, just like we did before. Now keep pushing down into the thumb and the pointer finger side of your hand. Yep, maybe look up. You want to play? Lift that outside leg up. Lower the leg. Nice, y'all. Inhale, come back to plank. Push back, downward dog. Take a breath. Roll to the outside of the left foot. So like if you're locked in the side plank, right, and you feel super solid, go for the challenge. See if you could maybe just take the feet apart a little bit. If you feel a little more comfortable, play where as high as you can go. What's your flavor going to be? But start with rooting that shoulder back by keeping those legs nice and charged. Then maybe lift the outside of that heel towards the sky. Abduct. Inhale, come back to center. Back to plank. Push back, downward dog. Nice hold, y'all. Exhale, lower the knees. Hero's pose. So I've been showing y'all in Hero's pose, if you need a little space for your knee, you take the blanket behind your knees. Give yourself a little, like make the blanket loose so that you can sit between it, right? It'll start to go to the floor. Then as I sit back, it's going to put this space behind my knee and make this real comfortable. Now, if that feels good for you, go for it. If it feels better to just go into that big flexion, whatever feels good. I'm nursing a little bit of an injury here, so this feels kind of good to me right now. Sometimes it feels good to go into the deeper flexion. Find where you need to be. Now, the space between our knees will all be different, but our outsides of our shins will all be parallel with the sides of the mat. Right? So we don't want to be out too far, just like we don't want to be in too much. We find right where that sweet spot is. Flick your toenails down into the floor. Maybe even unsickle your feet so you turn them out a little bit. Yeah, you'll feel like your butt goes a little bit lower. Now, we're stretching here low in the quads, but we want to get up here too, especially for rectus femoris, this middle one. Just take your hands behind you. Yep. Now, what are we doing to the hip crease? We're opening it up, right? So we're starting to release here
And we're starting to engage back here, and we're getting that nice stretch. Some of you might want to lay all the way back, feel free. But here's where we get just to go to neutral, right? And then play wherever feels good to you. Keep those shoulders back. Keep your belly button into your spine and your sit bones lengthening to the backs of your knees. Yep. One more breath. And then inhale, come up nice and tall. Exhale the hands down, all fours. Cross your right leg over your left. Here's Gomukhasana, one of our poses, right? Back of the hip, sides of the hip. Take the feet out to the side first, then sit back between your heels. Reach down to that left side, the bottom side. Pull it back and out. And then same thing with the right. You could even take your hand to the inside of your thigh, and as you pull the sit bone back and out, you turn the thigh in. And it takes the sit bones out to the side. And then sit up nice and tall here. Yep. And pretty intense, right? We're here on the sides of the hip, coming down the back of the leg that little bit. Now, you can stay here. You can hinge a little bit into the pose if that feels good. If you want to work Gomukhasana, where you're going to put the arms into it, we want to be, our right knee is up, so that means our left elbow has to be up. So we bring our left arm in front, we plug, we bend, we reach behind us. Yep. Right hand out to the side, fingernails forward. Bend your elbow, start to walk your hand up till your fingers clasp. Or you take your strap from your left hand and drop it into your right. Then like we always do, use the force feedback. So push your head back into your forearm, and you'll feel like you can sit up nice and tall without losing your shudders. Yep. Feel the sit bones root down. Breathe up above the waist. Yes. One more breath. And then control it as you release your hands or your strap. Then unwind that top leg. We'll meet back all fours. And then when you're ready, bring the knees together. Swap side two. And then reach down to the right side, back and out. And then the left. Couple breaths here. And then if we're going to go Gomukhasana, we got to go right arm. Plug, reach behind you, right? Opposite elbow, opposite knee. And then the left hand can go out to the side, turn your fingernails forward. So you're not going to get any more out of this arm, right? This is at the end range of motion. You're going to get your hands closer by taking your right shoulder blade like back. Yeah, that's how you're going to get the space to get your hands closer. Yep, and then use the force feedback to sit up tall. Root down into that left sit bone. It's going to try to peel up. Then when you root the sit bone down, breathe up above the waist. Yep, one more breath. Active from your feet up your legs, your upper trunk, your arms. Then control it as you release. Unwind that top leg, spin around, all fours. And then just reach the one leg out. Ball of the foot on the floor. Belly to spine. Shutters closed. Then lower that leg down, swap side two. And lower it down. From all fours, take a breath. Step back to plank. And downward dog. Keep pushing those hands down and forward. Keep your chest working back towards your toenails. That's going to get the nice big opener in the arms and the side bodies and the shoulders and the chest. It's also going to bring the weight back into your legs. That's going to be a lot easier for us to hold up. Work through one vinyasa.
Reach the right leg straight back, step it through, pigeon. Take that right knee nice and wide to the right edge of your mat. Left knee will be in line with your hip. Work from your foot. So I'm pushing out of the big toe mound and I'm pulling the pinky toe side of the foot back. That takes a little while to be able to put the pressure on the outside of the foot, but you can see my ankle is trying to come back to life. Like if I took my fingers, I could get it underneath my ankle. As compared to if my foot's sickled like this, there's no getting my fingers underneath there. So try to get that ankle to go as neutral as possible. Then start to hug in. If you want to go for the fold, go for the fold. If you want to stay up in the prep, it's whatever feels good to you. Stay tall in the spine here. Like this wants to happen. Right? This isn't tall. This is me flexing my spine. I'm rounding my upper back. So even if your forearms are on the floor, look out in front of you. Right? Walk them out just a little bit. And then you can keep that spine nice and tall and engaged as compared to here. And then we're all back here. Back of the hip, back of the leg. And then inhale, come up, place the hands, take a breath. Lift the hips, unwind that right leg, reach it back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, right knee to left elbow, maybe kick the leg out to the side, see if it floats off the floor. Come back, reach it back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. 2 more, come forward, take that leg out to the side, let it float off the floor. Hug it back in, reach back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, 1 more, out to the side, unwind. Back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Lower it down. Take a breath. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through. Pigeon. So now I'm nice and wide with my left knee. Yep, charge your legs up. Remember, at any moment, my hands come off the floor. I don't lose my foundation. Then when I'm ready, maybe I walk my hands out and I gently fold to the floor or towards my mat as compared to, right? There's no control in that. Now I got to rework this. I just lost all that shit, right? Which means I got to work twice. We don't want that. We're going to try to work once and hold on to everything. If we lose it, yeah, we're going to get it back. But we want to try our hardest not lose it. Right? Because who wants to do everything twice? You want to try to do it once. Take a few breaths here as we open up that back of the hip, one of our spots today. Anybody that's forced to sit all day, right? These are the muscles that was the feet as the heels turn in. These are the muscles that want to shorten on you. And then inhale, come up, place the hands, take a breath. Lift the hips, reach that left leg back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Then come forward, left knee to right elbow, kick the leg out to the side. Unwind, back to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Come forward, take that leg out to the side, unwind, and back. Control it. 1 more. Accelerate, decelerate, and stabilize. Lower that left leg down. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump between your hands, swing your arms up, take a nice big reach. Maybe curl back that little bit. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands in front. Awesome, y'all. Grab your mats, find a spot on the wall. We'll go upside down. If you're at home, you don't have the wall to kick up on, you can always lay on your back. Bend your knees, interlace your hands behind your thighs. You reach the heel to the sky, and then take a bunch of breaths, and you can swap into side 2. And then as always, if you're at home or in the studio,
If it's not your day to invert, you're always welcome to go legs up the wall or do a pose that feels good to you. I'll talk everyone through downward dog and L pose. But those you don't want to play with, your handstands or your headstands or your tripods or your pinches, anything you want to go with, go for it. Now, think about what we kind of spoke about today, right? And our ego. We're going to keep it in check, right? But we're going to play. To me, like, inversion is one of those easy places to recognize that moment, right? Because what's yoga asking you? To go upside down and be just as calm upside down as you are right side up, right? That takes a little ego to set yourself up for that. But that's what we're playing today, right? So give it a try. So if you're going to stick with me, let's go all fours, hands and knees, feet are touching the wall. If you're going to go on your own, whenever you're ready. Then from the all fours, take a couple breaths. When you're ready, lift the knees and the hips, come to a short downward dog. Check in. You feel pretty good? Step one foot up the wall. Check in again. This is how we're preparing ourselves, right? We're setting ourselves up for success. We feel good, we step the second foot up the wall. Yeah. Now we hang out here as we take the chest towards your toenails or towards the wall that your feet are on. And there's the work in the upper back. Now, let's say we're comfortable. We want to go a little further. Maybe we straighten our legs. We come to L pose. You feel good. Let's say you want to go further. Maybe you reach one heel, you straighten the one leg up to the sky like a split. Yeah. And then you lower it down. Still feeling good? Side two. If you need to come down, you come down. Yeah. But you keep breathing, which is the first thing that's going to let your body know they're good. Because if they weren't good, right, they wouldn't be able to control their breath. What would happen? Right? That's us losing our breath. That's us panicking. And you're not doing that, right? You set yourself up for success. Nice, y'all. Awesome. Nice, y'all. We'll be here for probably another minute or so, so take your time, right? Try one or two of them, however many you want. If you feel like, again, you're inverted out or it's not your moment, you can meet with the legs up the wall or whatever pose is feeling good to you. In your inversion, stay active. Keep hugging those muscles in. Those muscles that are engaged are what's going to keep you light. When they're unengaged, that's what's going to make you heavy. In this instance, in the instances that we work in yoga, your balance is going to come from you engaging your muscles, right? From muscle energy. If you were on a high wire, right, with a pole, you might be using, right, the pole and things to counterbalance. But what you want to do in these instances are you just want to hug in. And the more that you hug in, the more you're going to stabilize. The more you stabilize, the more balance you're going to have. And then when you're ready, let's meet on our backs. Okay. So we'll meet on our backs with our knees bent and our feet on the floor. and then we can feel our heels with our fingertips. Neutral pelvis, which means my belly button's in and my sacrum is flat to the floor. The misalignment is your belly tries to fly to the sky and my sacrum, the back of my pelvis, comes up. So root that down. Start nice and neutral. Head and shoulders back. You could even robot your arms like this to give you a little more support. So you take the shoulders back and you could bring the elbows to the mat. Now charge the legs up. Work it through the upper trunk so the core is starting to fire. Shoulders back, head back, slowly lift the hips, come to bridge. You can wiggle the shoulders under a little bit deeper. Robot would definitely help with that, right? The elbows here to the mat. Now I keep the power in my legs. I feel the peel coming up through my chest. I feel a lot of engagement between my shoulder blades, through my spine. And then I let the knees reach forward. I let the upper palate of my mouth reach back so my throat opens up. And now I breathe. As I gently push my feet down and forward, I start to intensify that back bend right under my shoulder blades. That's where we want to be. Then stay engaged as you lower down. Sacrum lands flat. Take the feet wide, let the knees touch. One hand on your heart and one hand on your low belly. I always say to you, I love this part of practice. Inversions and back bends, you're literally flipping the energy, right? You're really, this is one of those challenging moments in our practice. And then inhale, open the knees, reset the feet. Very edgy, right? Always. Bring the arms along the sides. Now the second one, I'll first talk you into bridge and then wheel. Play where whatever feels good to you. Here we go. Head and shoulders back. As the legs start to charge and we pull it through the upper trunk, slowly lift the hips. If you're going to take the shoulders under for bridge, awesome. If you're going to go wheel, place your hands wide to the edges of your mat, and you're going to turn your hands out a little bit. Let your pinkies kind of just maybe touch the edge of your mat. Plug those shoulders back. When you're ready, push down to come up. If you need to lengthen the curve, lift the heels. One more breath. Nice, y'all. Stay engaged as you lower down. See if you get that sacrum to land flat. So belly button to spine, sit bones to the backs of your knees. Then take the feet wide, let the knees touch. If your right hand was on your heart, let the left hand go to your heart, opposite hand to your low belly. And then open the knees and windshield wiper them side to side. See, we challenge ourselves. That's why we always do a twist or a neutral forward fold after a back bend. Because we know we're going to bring ourselves to the edge, so we're just going to use this to neutralize it again. Just in case something tried to happen. Next time the knees fall to the right, just let them settle there. Pull your left heel to your sit bone for that quad stretch. Belly's in, shutters are closed. Feel how when you go belly button to spine and you go sit bone to the back of the knee, the quad stretch gets better because you're neutralizing the pelvis there. Inhale, come back to center. Let the knees fall towards the left or your side two. Pull your right heel to your right sit bone. Some of you are going to take the ankle over the knee. Feel free. But everybody work that belly in. Work those shutters closed so we get that nice rotation here through the spine. And we don't get any of that manipulation and getting in those little SI joints at the back of our pelvis. And then inhale, come back to center. Take the legs out straight. Reach the arms up overhead. Take a nice stretch. Spread the fingers and spread the toes. And hug those knees to your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then with your knees bent, lower your feet to the floor. Inhale your right leg up, open the hip, cross the ankle over the knee. Hug the knee towards your chest, your left knee. Interlace your hands behind your thigh.
Some of you are going to want to take this a little further. Moving it further would be holding the front of your shin. But see how my butt wants to fly up to the sky? I don't want that to happen. I got to keep my sit bones going down. So find where your sweet spot's going to be here. As your left knee is coming closer to your face, let your right knee work further away from your face. And then bend the knee, lower the foot, unwind that right leg, lower that foot to the floor. Inhale your left leg up, open the hip, ankle to the top of the knee, hug the right knee to your chest or whatever your side 2 is. And then find where your edge is. Keep it in control, right? Make sure you're putting out enough, but make sure you're not putting out too much. That's the control. And y'all know that shit's easier said than done, right? But that's part of the challenge, not just the challenge of yoga. That's part of the challenge of life. Then release the back of the thigh, lower the foot to the floor, unwind that left leg, take the legs out straight, reach the arms up overhead. Take a nice stretch here. Spread the fingers and spread the toes. Hug your knees to your chest. Take those knees wide. Come to happy baby. So inside the thighs are going to be, the knees are nice and wide. But the back of the hip here is going to be when you draw your knees towards your ears. And then you can rock side to side. You can reach one leg out or both legs out. When you're ready, inhale the knees to center. Exhale the legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, crew. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. I'm going to talk everyone through laying flat, but you're more than welcome to do a variation if you'd like. And then here, as we lay back, we let the legs stretch out, and the feet gently roll open. We let the arms come along the sides. We let the shoulders settle back. We let the open palm turn to the sky. We say the open palm draws in the energy. We let our head rest back and our eyes close, and the tongue soften from the roof of the mouth as we let the body get heavy. Let the mind soften back to the breath. Let the heart open. And the heart is where the balance comes from. You know, our mind, it wants to do everything. And our body wants to do nothing. So our heart brings it together. That's why in yoga we talk about that all the time. That connection of heart, mind, and body. And just like we do on the mat as we start to step into the yoga of life. And the challenges are going to be there. And the edges are going to need to be met. But we're just going to take a breath and we're going to set a foundation and we're going to engage and we're going to express just like we do on the mat. But now it'll be in the practice of life. And if we need to take another breath, we take it. And we reset again until we can bring out our best self. Begin here to draw in a deeper breath. Feel the breath wash over the body, your fingers, your toes, the crown of your head, your heart, as we reawaken that better version of ourselves. As the fingers and the toes wiggle, maybe the arms and the legs stretch or reach or move in a way that feels good to you. Taking your time, moving slowly and consciously. When you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest and just roll to your right side. Maybe take a breath or two here. When you're ready, you can push yourself up to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed and with our hands in front of our hearts. And one more time to seal in our practice, our time together with our Kula, our yoga family. Together, the sound of Om. All together, deep breath in. Beautiful. As we softly bow our head to our heart, our head to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work and that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Beautiful practice, y'all. Super fun as always. You know, if you have any questions or something feels weird in your body, get me before you go. Maybe I'll see some of y'all tomorrow or Saturday. If not, I'll see you soon. Thanks, girl. You're welcome.
I have to send it back tomorrow after your class, so I'm coming to 5 o'clock. If you want me to play for sure.
Sure. A little warm up.
I would love to. Although, do you know Catherine? She comes to your class a lot. She bothers her ears, so if she's here, I won't do it. But if she's not,
Okay.